Yo, what up, everybody? Hey, it's the start of another month here, so I just wanted to do a quick check-in as far as my resolutions and goals. Just see how everything's been going. So, really, the first thing I want to start off with is the health and fitness part of it. So, I've been doing really good as far as like working out. Been hitting it at least, you know, I don't know, between 3 and 5 times a week. So that's pretty good for me. Just been fitting it in at lunch. Pretty much just been doing it at lunch and then on the weekends. So I feel like it helps me like with that second half of the day at work. Especially like just managing um, like stress, which after you work out, it's like it just seems so unnecessary and like it allows you to kind of see things for what they are. In my mind, anyways, I think that like working out is a great way to relieve your stress and really just kind of express yourself in a certain way. So you know, I don't know. That's kind of how I've always felt about it. It's like playing sports and lifting, like that's like a physical expression of your feelings and your abilities. Like some people can play music, some people like use sports for that, and like I feel like I kind of since I can't play an instrument or sing, like that's my outlet a little bit. And gardening certainly is too. But so as far as that, it's been going well. I feel like I've been getting a little bit stronger, like more confident with my lifts. I actually like strained my shoulder again a little bit, and I basically what I did is just worked out too many days consecutively. My chest was too tight when I was doing back movements, and I think that kind of like pulled it a little bit. So it's just all about learning your body at that point too. But the big success that I had, so I guess one failure that I've had is I've not done yoga at all. I've been stretching sporadically, but no yoga. So that's one that I've definitely failed on. But as far as like my weight loss challenge, I'm kicking ass on that. Yesterday was March 1st. So I'm filming this today on March 2nd, I guess it is, and it's Saturday. But so I weighed in yesterday, and let's see, how should I do this? So actually, let's go back to January. So when I weighed in at the end of December, beginning of January, my weight, and this is all on the same scale, so I'm just going to keep it consistent, even though it might not be the exact weight, exact body fat. It's close enough, and keeping it in context will be fine. So my weight started at 186.6 pounds, which is my all-time high. I've never weighed that much. Body fat, 17.5%, and my BMI was 27.6. So that was 2 months ago. Then in February, when I checked in, I was 174.6 pounds, which was a loss of 12 pounds. My body fat was 15.8%, which was a loss of 1.7%. And then my BMI dropped down to 25.9, so another 1.7 drop in BMI. So that was for February. Now we're in March. I didn't think that I had lost as much weight in March. Like I was being a little bit more lax. I wasn't like tracking my food as much. But overall, like I didn't snack, and didn't drink any beer. So those two things alone, and it's not like I drank a lot before, but it's like even if you have 2 beers, like that's probably 500 calories. So it's really easy to get in deep on especially if you're drinking like an IPA versus like a light beer. So when it came in, so March 1st, yesterday I weighed in. I was 168.8 pounds, total loss of 18 pounds since January. My body fat is 14.4%, which is a 3.1% reduction in body fat. And BMI is sitting at an even 25. So that's a reduction of 2.6 units of BMI. So I'm pretty happy with that. Like, 18 pounds in 2 months is pretty crazy. Let's see, yeah, 2 months. So that averages out to about 9 pounds a month. So like just pretty much 2 pounds a week. So that's pretty aggressive. Obviously, like I said, I was at my highest weight, so that plays a huge factor into it. Like if you are way above what you normally are. Like in high school, I weighed 145 pounds. Really, all through college up until like my senior year, I weighed in at, at my most was like 155, 160. So, I just like took this time to just bulk and just add mass and not care about my food that I was eating and all that. So, which I think it's paid off though. So like kind of running down those other lists or my other goals that I had. So fitness, we kind of went through all that. Cardio's not been as great as I wanted it to be. Basically, I've just been walking around more at work. It's the only cardio that I've added. Got to add in like, taking the dogs on a walk, which we're about to go out and do pretty soon. And then just riding the stationary bike. It's just something I've got to commit to more. So, and then let's see here. So gaining muscle, losing fat, I think that I'm doing that pretty well. And, even if I'm not gaining, it's hard to gain muscle when you're losing fat. It's not going to happen, because they kind of are correlational. So it's kind of a stupid thing to say, but losing fat will make it look like you gain muscle. So we'll go with that. And then I said that I wanted to lose 25 pounds or 7.5% body fat. Okay, sorry, I got a dry skin or booger. All right, so then what I said was that I wanted to lose 25 pounds or 7.5% body fat. So, I'm almost all the way there as far as the weight loss. Like I've got 7 pounds to go. And I don't know if that was my doorbell that just rang. What's up, Basil? What's going on? So I said I wanted to lose 25 pounds. I'm almost all the way there. I've lost 18 pounds. I've got 7 pounds to go. I wanted to lose 7.5% body fat. So far, I've lost 3.1. So I'm about halfway there on my body fat goals. So that kind of does tell you, that I'm like the body fat is really the true measure of like the health. And, I think 10% will be a good level for me, to where I can be shredded. I'm noticing that my abs are coming in a little bit now. But it's going to get better as time goes on because the weight loss is going to be more spread out over my body. Like I think probably next month I'll be surprised if I lose 5 pounds. I think that probably next month I'll come in around 165. I'd love to come in at like 160, but I think that's a little too aggressive to keep losing like 2 pounds at a time or, 2 pounds a week average. So I'm going to shoot for about a pound a week now. So if that's the case, we got 4 weeks, so 4 pounds. So I should be at like 164.8. So yeah, so that's about right. I mean, let's just say 165 would be the goal once we hit April. And then from there, I think that it'll probably end up going in like 2.5 pound increments. But I think you'll start seeing like the weight either flatlining or going up and the body fat going down. And then that's where we'll see the true test of losing fat and gaining muscle. Nutritional, I've been doing good about the smoothie a day. Salad a day have not been coming through, but I've been eating a lot more. So that's good. Not tracking my food, definitely eating less sugar, and eating out. We've not been great about it. I would say 2 to 3 times a month, and we're shooting for once a month. So that's good. And then that plays into like our economic goals of saving money, keeping credit card debt low. Again, not, never a problem, but just something to always keep your eye on. I mean, it's easy to just spend a lot of money, save all that's going into your savings. Shopping at Aldi only is something that we have not done because there's just so much convenience, I guess, with like Kroger and things like that. So, it's whatever. Other than that, the garden, we're killing it over here. Let's see here. So a lot of the garden goals are really centered around like the CSA. So I've gotten 10 people, I think, to sign up so far. I think that we're still pretty far off from getting people to commit. right now, especially after last year. Like, didn't really come through as good as I should have, as far as like broke my foot. It's just like the bottom line. And I just didn't know what I was getting myself into fully. So it started off pretty well, and then just things were out of balance. I didn't have enough leafy greens. The summer came like that, and all my leafy greens bolted. They got bitter. So, rather than serve shitty produce, I didn't get it out. So, we've got a good rotation going on right now. I've got celery, onions, lettuce, broccoli, spinach, if I didn't say that, and that's it right now. So let's show you that. Been doing a good job about keeping notes. There's the broccoli. Oh, there's also some thyme. There's the spinach. 288 spinach plants, 60 celery plants, I think 7 thyme plants sprouted. We've got about 500 onion seedlings here, and then another 288 of lettuce heads. We've got about, I think, 30 or 36 broccoli plants, and then we've got another batch of celery brewing back here. So I think it ended up with like 65 celery plants. So we've definitely got a lot going on, and gonna start getting heavy into the microgreens. I think I've got a good formula figured out. Working with the fan here and not soaking the mats before I do anything, like just watering them in gently, because I think I was getting in a little over my head and just doing too much, really. Like, you don't need to soak the mats. Like, they'll grow just fine. They've been in sealed plastic. They don't need to be washed unless they're coconut. So that's an important thing to note. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at, how things have been going this year. So I'm pretty happy with the progress that I've made, as far as my weight loss goals. Hopefully, just keep making more gains. And, so, stay tuned. We got a lot of videos coming down the pipe as far as seed starting, podcasts on the way with guests, I've got a ton of guests lined up. The first one, if you didn't catch that, was a talk about CSAs, for National CSA Day that I did with, one of my coworkers, Tori Bruns. And she also runs her own CSA called Mustard Seed Farm Market. So that's pretty cool. I've got some podcast set up with like some of my friends, as well as, I guess my brother would be included in that, but going down like the fitness route. And then let's see, other than that, like some of our suppliers, like the supplier, for our grow lights here, got a podcast scheduled with him, working on setting up a, like where I'll be selling some gluten-free cookie mixes and things like that, from a local company called Ella Bella. So stay tuned for my website. I'll be getting that up there too, and that'll be another kind of unique offering that we're putting in the crop box this year too. So stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. But yeah, next thing kind of coming up, we'll just be talking about seed starting and how you can get yourself gardening this year. So if you have any questions, any topics you'd like me to cover, feel free to drop me a line, comment, email, whatever way you want to do to get a hold of me. But thanks for watching, and as always, I appreciate it.